The man, the myth, the sultan of splash, Bronson Steele! The remarkable backflip that revolutionized the flop and the bellyflop by watch flop and the flop around the world. Especially today, ladies and gentlemen, completely separate from the competition, Bronson is going to demonstrate as he enters the Hall of Fame a very special moment again in bellyflop history. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bronson Steele.
I mean, you may have seen it online and thought it was a myth. You may have thought it was somehow doctored, but you've seen it in the flesh here this morning. It's real.
It can't be fake. The courage, the wonderful commitment, and that's why he's the first recipient of the bellyflop World Hall of Fame. Bronson Steele, one more round of applause for the great man.
It was the nail in the coffin last year up against the Kiwis. The Australians and the Kiwis were about evens before Bronson came out and pulled that out and absolutely decimated the Australian chances.
And you'd have to say, actually, if that doesn't inspire our combatants today, I don't know what is. It's exactly what we're looking for. As you can see in replays, once again there, complete perfection from Steele. Great off the platform, and look at the rotation there. Just some wonderful rotation through the midsection, and the splash is almost perfect, full contact with the stomach, and that's why he is the undisputed best in the business. Will someone join him in the Hall of Fame in the years to come? We'll find out shortly, because we have 10 people about to join us. Before us, 10 of the bravest, the flabbiest, the proudest, in the name of their country, flopping for Splash's glory on the world's biggest stage here today, live at the Flabber, Centenary Pool, Spring Hill. Let's introduce you to our competition, representing the Australian Dugongs. From Silkstone, our young up-and-coming splasher, Hannah Sass. From the suburb of Cannon Hill here in Brisbane, Damien Torrey.
Come on! Come on!
The Northside wonder from Bracken Ridge, Joshua Favorato. From Victoria Point, the local lad, David Helstein. And the fifth and final competitor for the Dugongs, he heralds from Oxley, an Australian and world bench press champion, former Southern Hemisphere strongman champion. Please welcome Alan Policey! Here they are, the Australian Dugongs. If they can now please line up for the official pre-competition photos with their coach, Ashley Brandon. Kim Whiteman, you're down there at pool deck. How are they looking?
I'd have to say, on land, we've got this covered. I mean, absolutely sensational bellies across the field, really. Perhaps our younger contestant could put on a few pounds, but she's got time for that.
Yes, much like State of Origin, we have an emerging squad this year, and obviously Hannah Sass is part of that. This is her first international meet. Looking forward to big things for the youngster. I think 12 years of age, as you can see now posing for the official photos. And look how proud Ashley Brandon is. He coached the Australian team to a losing test match last year against New Zealand, looking to redeem himself.
Wasn't my fault, Lusty.
It was completely his fault, yeah, not our fault. But we'll take the victory today in Australia.
Indeed, this is Ash's last chance, really, as Dugong coach. He has the full support of the board right now, but he knows that he'll be removed as coach if we don't have a victory today.
Guys, just as a sideline, I think it's your job to be the MCs, not to throw in any political comments.
As we now introduce the English team, the England Tsunami Army, starting with from Newcastle, England, Grace Kavanagh.
Grace, of course, Lotsie will be going up against Hannah in the youngsters competition, the Young Endeavours.
Yes, the emerging Young Endeavours, as you mentioned. All the way from Liverpool in England, Tommy Payne. Well, pain by nature today for young Tommy. He's quite experienced with the wall paint on, and looking for big things today. From South London, Phil Lomax.
Looks like he's just been to Ibiza. How's that tan he's got going?
From Essex in England, Johnny Rathby.
This guy looks like what happens to a Burgess brother when they blow out.
And all the way from Manchester in England, Matty Gibson! Well, look
This
at that.
bloke looks like what happens when a Burgess brother eats another Burgess brother.
There we have it, our two teams, the Australian Dugongs and England's Tsunami Army. As we now pause, ladies and gentlemen, and please stand for the singing of the host nation's national anthem, sung by legend of the Australian small screen, Daryl Summers. Splashing like you would never see before, folks. An amazing scene. I'd like the competitors now to take their respective benches as we prepare for the start of the bomb diving. That's what I should say, as we prepare for the start of the splashes.
Oi! English anthem! They don't need it! English anthem!
As we now pause unnecessarily for the national anthem of England. Anthems of Australia for the Australian Dugongs and for England's Tsunami Army. Okay, almost ready for a start. Just so you know, Australia has won the toss and elected to splash first. So we will be going in alternate splashes, starting with Australia, going through in a similar sort of in a similar way to how we read out those names previously. So we'll start with our two emerging splashers, who will be jumping from the 1 metre springboard.
It's up to them. The competitors can choose to dive either off the springboard or they can choose to go off the 3 metre tower.
Okay, our emerging athletes will be jumping off the 1 metre, as is per world bellyflop rules and the jurisdiction of the international body. And we'll be starting with representing Australia. Let's give her a big round of applause for her. She steps up onto the 1 metre springboard from Silkstone here in Brisbane. It's Hannah Sass! You go, Hannah. As we're watching this video, of course, the degree of difficulty, technique is also coming into play. Obviously, good contact with the stomach region is critical at this level, and a whole lot of factors, and of course, just general flair coming into play as well, actually, as we judge and you decide the winners today.
Very happy with that as a
Sending over this much done this is good videos and stuff. I don't want to be like
Yeah, no.
She can just even compete with what happens before this.
And she is from Newcastle in England, our emerging competitor from the Centenary Pool. Please welcome Grace Cameron.
Good on Australia, you won on that one. I love this, yeah, it's the waterproof camera on the stick. It's a great idea.
Certainly to the future
And it's all battery operated.
Yeah.
Well done. Okay, we get into the competition proper now. Damo is our first select. He's the small one,
Damo.
but he's got a big ticker.
He has indeed.
By the fact, come on, Damo!
The head float.
The first streaker of the competition.
Not a bad place to be. I got here and I'm like, why does that bring close to
Right? I was meant to bring her up.
It's a pool.
Some commitment needed here. He's big dog on that stage.
I can seriously take all of her clothes.
Yeah, I was gonna do that myself.
Come on, Damo.
Sorry. Up to the edge of the 3 metre
It's gonna
platform.
hurt.
Focus. Great splash.
In the business lesson, that's what's called a good old-fashioned track day. Paying the price for it as he swings to the side, but I'm very happy with that.
That was remarkable stuff. We'll have a look on the replay and see again. Look at that as he enters. There was a slight drop to the knee, maybe, but not much else.
Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I should have got to wear a coat.
It is always encouraging to see gingerness as they come out of the water. That's what you want. You want to know that there's been pain inflicted.
Okay, so how can England bounce back now for the Tsunami Army? First up from Liverpool, we welcome Tommy Payne, the Payne Train.
Goes to the gym here.
Looking for your support here.
Yeah, I used to be a member of this gym up here.
3 metre platform.
I remember we used to comfy with Dad.
Yeah, this pool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back when it was old and shitty.
Yeah.
Before they redid it.
Churchill, Geordie Shaw, and not forgetting One Direction.
Something to be proud of.
Yeah, look at that. The kicking of the legs and then spread out.
Interesting. It's sort of reminding me of Cameron Smith in our previous guest match.
I hope Josh does something a little bit wacky. Like,
butterfly action.
probably my hat.
It's Josh.
I was going to say, I want him to do like a spin or something.
Yeah, right, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Something extravagant. If he's going to get bruises, get him properly.
Yeah, it's spectacular.
Indeed, as we continue on now back to the Dugongs, their second up of course beyond our emerging squad, our second competitor today from Brackenridge on the north side of Brisbane, Joshua Favarato.
Yeah, Josh!
Favarato,
Aru!
who has gone to the 3 metre platform once again. And asking for your support, the slow head back.
Get behind him!
Let's get behind him, Brisbane. Favarato from Brackenridge.
Josh!
That was brilliant.
Look at that photo.
Oh, that's awesome.
That was pretty, yeah, guys, that's good.
I was pretty
That is
happy.
unbelievable. Commitment, yes, and look at him. And well may he flex on the sideline like a Brutus.
Josh, you've got indestructible written on your forehead here, and you just proved there you're not afraid to do the business when it counts, mate. Talk for the rest of the competitors, how bad is the pain at the moment? Well said.
Fantastic stuff right now. The pressure right back on England, the Tsunami Army.
That was gold.
From Essex, we'll go with Johnny Rathby next up. The big fella Rathby again goes to the 3 metre platform. He's been set down.
That was good, man. That vision is going to be...
He's from Yorkshire, actually moved there since last year.
It's it. I didn't have my phone, so I was Facebook one. I missed that, but it wasn't that great.
I actually missed Josh landing in the pool because I was too busy clicking.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Running start, which
Good work.
Are there heats and finals, or is this it?
The noise level as we went in was tremendous there. Don't get extra points at the moment, it's pretty tight.
Can't wait to see the actual display. Cameras are reminding
You got all the impacts on the one spot. That's why I heard. That's why it sounded so.
Was it a good spot?
Yeah. It was a really deep cut rather than that slap.
Competition on the royal scale like this, but a very experienced competitor.
No. It was a slap too.
Shades of ginger in the beer, I noticed. In the beard, I noticed.
It's the Premiership quarter, Dave.
Come on, Aussies!
He's a full break.
That's
I
commitment.
need to get away. I'm like I've missed the last two because I got people in front.
Yeah! In a strong position with one competitor remaining for them.
Well, I call round 3 moving, Dave. People stand up and be down. Only 2 more guys go.
Are they going in both sides?
I think so.
It's time to get it now, or it's time to go home. All or nothing, like it.
We move from the Yorkshireman to the fellow from South London, Phil Lomax next up. It's time
That
to
was so
shine.
cute.
Phil Lomax.
Penny.
Here you go, big.
Penny, stop distracting her. Stop being so happy on Centenary Pool.
Yeah. That was a long time for you.
Those 10 ones are just remarkable. He'll score extra points in any opponent's mix for that.
Definitely some points for the 10, right, Ashley. As we welcome up now the final competitor for the Australian Dugong. I mentioned earlier, he was an Australian World Bench Press champion, former Southern Hemisphere Australian champion from Oxley, Alan Cleese! Oh my God! The splash was incredible. I want to be up slightly if you look at the replay here.
That is going to look amazing up there. You look at it on the slow-mo cam. Just look at what's happening there, Lunsey. There's ripples going on left, right, and centre.
The super slow-mo pick up exactly where the body's moving around.
The major movement was happening on his stomach, not necessarily in the waves in the pool. Yeah, the underwater camera will show the displacement not only of water but crack as it moves around. And that was tremendous.
He was moving around right behind you when you said that too. Okay, so the final competitor now for England. Don't forget you're going to get online and make sure you do vote here today. We need to decide who is victorious out of the Dugongs and the Tsunami Army. But last up, from Manchester, it is Maddie Dusso! So Gibson, he's on the hit.
Come on, buddy.
That was a great belly flop.
Yeah.
Although he was wearing a shirt. I'm not sure how the judge is going to feel about that. Certainly that stellar competition.
Let's give a round of applause at 10 competitors, ladies and gentlemen. The Australian Dugongs and the English Tsunami Army with bronze and steel moments ago inducted into the Hall of Fame, watching from pool deck. It's a very tight one. I mean, not right down to the final competitors once again. I don't know which one we go. I'll throw it on a bit extra. You go to England, interview someone.
Scotty, you get enough there or not?
You
want another jump there?
As he comes down poolside now, Ashley Radimus with some of his competitors from the Australian Dugongs.
Yeah, I wanted to chat to Josh and straight from the Australian flag here. I think that guy who was Sydney outstanding. I'd like to get better behind him actually. No chance that you could use that as some type of bumper. But you're paying the price and you're quite a deal at the moment, Josh.
Paying is slowly wearing off. Of course, it's back, but yeah, the test is starting to do that a little bit. But I'll be alright.
Overall, sort of the competition, all the nights that have been made now, how do you think we're placed? I would say,
I think we won that. I honestly think, I know that I might be biased, but I honestly believe that we won it. How do you feel?
I'm going the same way. Probably only see one, maybe two guys from comms that could find some competition, but I think we've got some of that. Alan, you're a quite competitive, you took scales at Custom Food. You, I thought you were